And then the password is all lowercase test.
Should be fine if it's a bigger memory or not.
I would.
This is just our test dealer, so you are going in as if you are a dealer right now. So let me know when you're all logged in. You should have this screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I printed out the documents for you to kind of have a reference point. Basically, the way that I've worked this as a training document, you have step-by-step instructions, and then you will also have little snips of what you should be seeing on your screen if you need a visual representation. So like the number 1 equates to what the word dashboard looks like on your screen. It's just simply for a visual reference.
Cool.
It's actually proven really beneficial out on the production floor because they all have pictures of the tool they should be using, where they should be punching, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So we're really working to streamline all of that. So I want to show you what the dealer has access to and what they can control first in this portal. So next to dashboard, you have these 3 lines. If you click that, it's going to give you a drop down to a menu, and I encourage you to click through it and just kind of investigate. You can't hurt it. You can't do anything to destroy. This is truly just a test environment. So this is their dashboard. If they want to search quotes or orders, they can search by quote number. If they've got a PO, a customer reference, if they want to search by address, phone number, or a customer name like Smith, Jones, whatever, they can search their quote or their order and pull that particular quote or order up. So that's what the search button does.
And they'll be online as long as they've got internet.
Yep.
This is a web link,
Yep.
so they don't have to sign on to anything. It's going to automatically update and refresh quotes and orders.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their log of everything they're doing in our purchasing system.
Any questions on search? It's pretty basic. It's really nice.
That's great.
Quote maintenance will bring up all of the quotes that they've put into their system. And under that available, they can see which quotes are on hold. Maybe the homeowner is on vacation, or they're trying to secure financing. Maybe they've had, you know, massive storm damage or something to delay them speaking to the dealer for whatever reason on pushing this forward. They can see all of the orders that they've already uploaded live to Living Space or Fenevision, and then they can see what quotes have expired. They don't go out of the system, they simply just move under to the expired.
After 9 days or?
Yep, it's whatever they have chosen to set with their homeowner. Say, hey, this quote's only valid for 30 days
Okay.
or 90 days, whatever they choose to set as their limits with the homeowner, which is really nice. And it'll tell them the date that it's expired over here to the far right. And there's lots of little options. They can reprint the quote, they can copy it to another quote, or they can get rid of it if they know that that homeowner has decided, we're not going to do this project right now.
Now, once that's deleted, is there any way to go back and grab that?
No.
And you'll never need to delete them, quite honestly. Why would you?
Mm-hmm.
They just did the expired section. You want to set, all of our customers should have a best practice. They should give their customers, I wouldn't give more than 30 days on a quote. That's how long it's valid for, especially with prices changing. If you look at Superior Mason, they're telling you that the prices are changing every day. So just order. You know, so they should set up a time, 30 days, 15 days, what's there as their standard on quotes.
And odds are, with these dealers, they don't sit as quotes for very long,
Not
from
the
what
quotes.
I
Just like 2
understand.
weeks or less.
They're in and they're out.
Right. Any other questions so far?
Well, I was gonna ask a couple more questions. So, under the quote section, does that include both quotes that they've entered and also our customer service have entered? Like, so everything for for that account is gonna be there, whether it's they entered themselves or we entered it for them?
In their orders section, under quote maintenance, when they look at uploaded, this will show everything that they've ordered from us through their portal.
Okay.
I personally do not know if they will have access to see everything prior to their web portal history, what they have in Fenevision.
Okay.
So if they order manually and not on this, they're not going to see it in that system.
That's what I was.
So it makes sense for them to use that system.
Okay.
If they want to be completely on top and have a completely automated system, they need to use that. If they want to do manual, then manual's the old system. This is the new. They won't combine.
Okay, that was a question.
Yeah, they won't combine.
So you won't see that uploaded by, on the manual
It's,
ones?
I don't think it would be out of the question down the road as we experience this web portal and we see what it can truly do. Fenevision talks to the web portal. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be able down the road to see their complete history, whether we've entered it as customer service or they've entered it from the portal end. I mean, I've seen how it connects. I don't doubt that down the road, that's probably an option that we can flick on and turn on for them to be
Did
able
you
to
ask? Is
see.
it Michael that does it?
It would be Michael,
You might want to ask him.
yeah.
Because that, just so we know at the beginning. Because what we're thinking is that some dealers may try it, but because of frustration or time, they
Right.
may go back to manual, then come back to it. So, you know, we're gonna have to push this on every visit. You know, because all these people have been saying, if you had online ordering, I'd use it. I'd buy off you if you had online ordering.
Right,
How many times have I heard that? And that's bullshit.
right.
But that's what they say.
We did orders, okay, so under orders, they can search in two ways. They can search their order history and they can search their purchase history. So under order history, say they're doing taxes or they're doing month end, you know, what do we have going on? They simply will pick a date range that they wanna look, and it will bring up all of their quotes and orders with their dollar values. You know, if they're tracking anything in any way, they can also search for complete orders that are completed. They can filter it that way, which are probably orders they've taken delivery on or are complete in the system and we might be waiting on payment. Under that same tab, they can look at their purchase history. So if they wanted to find out, for example, what they've done year to date, they can look at what they've purchased for a particular customer. They can look at orders overall. They can look at all of the parts they might have come across with all of their orders. It'll detail all that out for them. And some of this is new, some of this has been added since and here are some options, which tell them specifically 8-inch 3-ply Eco Green glass fill. And this is, we've done a bunch of testing in here, so you'll see some really weird things listed in here. But they can get as detailed with their purchase history.
So they can get
history
a
as they want.
customers, and it give a list of every customer for the last 12 months.
Correct.
Where did it say that then? Oh, it's only showed one customer because it's
Because we're in the test environment, it'll be very limited what we will see.
because that's talking about Fourth Dimension.
Yeah, Fourth Dimension is our test company in
Okay,
here right now.
but it's saying there's one customer found,
Mhm.
like for like Superior Mason, one of our distributors. We want them to be able to see every customer that they've sent it to. How will they see every order by their customer's name?
It would be listed here.
It will, okay.
Just our access in the environment right now is really limited in a test environment. If I had a way to enter an order for every single dealer that we have so that you can see how it sorts it, I would, but I don't have the access to do that right now.
And this version is what ABC in Madison will be using. Will they have porch conversion on the top left all the time?
Yes.
Okay, so that's always going to be on it, so they know they're going to be in a porch conversion
Mhm.
Fenevision online ordering system. When they generate quotes, that will be the time where they can personalise them and put their own label on.
Down here in setup is where they can set up their own customers. So
Where was that? Sorry.
Set up at the bottom, the last one.
we're still on the three little
Dashboard on the
dashes,
left.
all the way down
Got
on
it.
setup.
Thank you.
Got it.
So ABC in Monroe, ABC in Madison, they have a customer, TNC Construction of Waukesha, whatever you want to call it. They'll set them up in the system, and then basically every time they sell that customer, they just pull up the customer name,
Mhm.
and they can set up the name of the customer, any notes about that customer. He delivers on Thursday on a horse and cart, how much markup that they make. They can add all that. So each customer can be tuned for the discounts they
Personal
give.
profile. Mhm.
So they'll click add customer, fill in all of the details, and you can see here, markup from cost, discount from list, gross margin. They will pick how they want to upcharge or discount that particular person.
Guys, you know, from a salesman point of view, a markup from cost versus a discount from list, you need to talk to them what they want to do, how do they do it, and explain to them what the difference is between all of them.
Sure.
You know, there's a bunch of different ways. Most of the guys we do in ABC or those guys, they're looking for a 30%
Yeah, cost plus.
margin. That's what they look for as a business. If they're doing an install or a retail, that's going to be considerably higher. So if you're selling to a customer who installs, like a Screenmobile, he might have a way different multiplier. He may, so well, you may want to. So you need to talk to him and help him understand how that works. But he can generate quotes for his homeowner.
Yeah, but they'll put how much their markup is, this is where they'll put in all of their billing information for that customer, their shipping information, any users as to who they communicate with.
So this is ABC adding their customers.
Yes.
Got it.
This is not us setting one of our dealers up. This is the ABC set. Great, super.
And they'll be able to see that as they enter
Yep.
that and mess around with it, no matter what
Yep.
the cost is, the markup, they can see, then that way they'll know, okay, that's not what I want, so they can change it. So
Yeah,
just-
every single one of their individual customers they set up in their system, they can have their own terms, their own shipping, their own everything. So they probably have this in their own computer
They
systems they
do.
use now.
The ABCs have something very
Yeah,
similar to that.
but we're not going to get in their system and get this
Right.
put in there. So if they want online ordering, they use ours.
So also under that setup, you have terms and ship via, so they can come in and they can add, any kind of terms that they want, so let's do,
Free.
say they want they want their customer to pay 100% before they launch production with us. All they have to do is add that in there, and when they set up a customer, they'll be able to select what kind of terms they want for that customer. So if ABC has, you know, Joe's sunrooms, and Joe's new to the block, they're not quite sure how financially sound they might be, how much revenue that they're generating, he can set them up as 50-50, or he can have them do 100% pre-production. He can determine that as he sets them up in the system. But he's gonna come in and add all of the terms that he might even think he wants to have for any of the customers that he's gonna set up.
Yeah, guys, when you're training the folks, because I see you training the folks on this, you know, you're gonna have to take the time and train them on this, or else they're not gonna use it. You can't send them a book and expect them to learn it. You're gonna have to physically show them.
Right.
And what I would do is I'd recommend that whatever terminology that they use in that business, like ABC use COD, that's what you add into here. Whatever their terminology is, this stuff is just for example that we put in there. You know, whatever they use, add those in, delete the stuff they don't, help them understand it. Shipping, our truck, you know, if it's their own delivery, it's delivery our truck, you know, you'll add your own information. But you should personalise this, and this is going to give you a time to sit down with an hour with them and get to know them real well. You get to show them how all this works.
And it's easy to get rid of any option if they don't wanna go that route with anybody.
How do you select each one? I see it listed, but I'm clicking on here, I can't get it to be the one that's chosen. How do you choose it?
So when you go to customers,
Right.
and you're gonna add your customer,
Right,
you will see the terms right here.
great, okay,
You were looking at the master file, the way you're setting it
I
up.
see it.
right,
This is when you're selecting it.
okay.
So right now, you only see 50-50 and net 30 as an option for that customer. If I determine, that I need them to pay, once I let them know, hey, it's shipping from the facility, that will now be an option,
Okay,
add ship.
perfect, thank you.
I don't know how much a dealer will want to get into determining discount and pricing categories, discount tables, all of that. Odds are, if they've been pricing their own business for a while, this is going to make a lot of sense to them. I think if you have their margin or discount, if they decide what they're going to do, and then they decide their payment terms. Those are gonna be the two big things that you want them to decide at the beginning. Then the more seasoned dealers will be able to understand and come in here and look at all of the parts. Do they want to mark up their parts individually? This might be an option where, well, if I add 10% to each part that goes into this project, that's going to cover my labor. Or if they want to just go ahead and add a markup just for labor on top of their margin that they want to make, they can do that. When we go into the order entry side of things, we can see how they might be able to manipulate the system to include maybe a labor charge on the quote. There are a lot of contractors that put the labor charge right there on it for you if they're doing your windows, if they're doing your roof, siding, you see a lot of contractors that will do that. So we can kind of look at that as an option. And if you don't see something in here that you think will work for the dealer to add in as a labor charge, then we can talk with Michael at Fenevision to see if we can add a drop-down option for labor. But I would think most people would just build it into the cost of their markup. So company will list your specific site. So today I am Fourth Dimension Concepts. This is all of my information, my contact person, that's my address, all of my settings. It has my logo in it. So whenever they produce a quote from the system, it will put their individual logo at the top.
How do you input the logos?
That
Oh,
is
it
something that,
edit section there? Oh, will Brittany have to do that?
that is something that, they can upload from their own computer.
Okay,
Oh,
so
cool.
that they can do that.
Yep,
Good.
so, and they did that, so I went, let me back up just a tiny bit here, so I went company.
Yep.
I'm going to click on my site, and then in the top right, I have edit. This way I can change any, so maybe they moved offices. Or maybe Seth is no longer with the company and the main contact person is going to be Joe.
And this will
Um,
talk to our mainframe, so
Yes.
it'll always be in live.
And Fourth Dimension is notorious for changing their logo every year. So
They are.
they'll be able to upload this.
They knock it out of the park every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you select my site?
Okay, so from the main dashboard,
Yep.
I went down into setup and company.
Okay, I'm there.
And truthfully, you can't hurt anything navigating around here. So when you hit company,
Oh, Fourth Dimension.
Yeah, click on it.
say I am an ABC person out of Madison, but I also own ABC out of Green Bay or Kenosha or wherever. I can have all of my companies listed here and I can manage that from one portal. So if I click on the company name that I want to edit, then I can have edit from over here.
Thank you.
So can you add a second address in there?
You probably could.
What'd you ask me?
Like add a second address.
But it's pretty, I mean, it's a pretty intuitive software. If you click on something, you're gonna have options. Right clicking is always good, tabbing, like it'll take you to several different places. Users, this is basically just the users for that site, for that particular company. So right now, Fourth Dimension has Fentest and M. Caserta as users for their company. So say I have a salesperson, I'm based in Denver, maybe I have a salesperson that's in Colorado Springs. They'll be a user on the company site.
Now like a TW Perry, you could set every salesman up in there, or you just do a master one for TW Perry. I think that probably just be easy, 'cause then they don't have to have it individual. Those have TW Perry site, and then just they all use the same one, and they can put their name in the order section. It's up to them.
The beauty is they can keep it as simple as they want or as in-depth detailed as they want.
See, if they did it by salesman, like Steve Selig,
Right, he's got two people that work for him as the
but if
sales
Steve
crew.
did his own, he would be able to see every order that he's placed,
Right,
and then he could also see what all the other guys have done in the TW Perry. So it's going to be a great tool if they take the time to set them up as users, and that shouldn't take long.
Especially if they have all of the information in front of them. I mean, the portal will be as good as the information that they put in. and the decisions that they make regarding their margin, their markups, that kind of information, so. Any questions on the dashboard? Remember, we can search by quotes and orders. I like that it gives them a lot of options. Not everybody's gonna remember an order number or a quote number,
Yes.
but they will remember,
Phone number,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Job
I
done.
love it.
Yeah.
so that's
Great.
really nice.
And either one would bring it up.
They can search by on hold, uploaded, expired as far as their quote maintenance.
And available, what does available mean? Open? Why does it
Yes.
say available? Stupid name. Do you not just change that? What does available mean? Just nuts. So it's open quotes.
Mhm.
Quotes, it should say quotes, orders.
Well, it's expired, uploaded, or available to become an order, I think is what they're thinking. Orders, you can, again, sort by order history and purchase history through a date range. And then dealer setup, which is where you get into a lot of customer, the terms, the shipping, adding people to your company, setting up maybe branches of your company. That's where all of those details live.
So where's the, this is ABC in Madison, Wisconsin. Where's their setup for ABC themselves, not their customers? Will that be done at the other end?
That's under company. And this is their company setup.
Okay, now,
The only
They get
company
it.
I'm allowed to mess with in here is our test company, which happens to be Fourth Dimension.
so Fourth Dimension buy off us, they get 50% off list, let's just say. Where's that reflected?
That is in, are you gonna ask me that?
Good question.
Because that's not, no, that's the customer, that's.
I don't know where they see that,
Is that set up, because obviously,
because this is their company.
You're asking about the company's, their personal discount through us.
well, they're gonna need to have a default number to put a markup from. And obviously, someone's gonna have to set them up at a discount from list.
I believe that when they're set up in Fenevision as a dealer, so that we would be able to process their uploaded orders, their terms and discount is allocated in the price book there, and that communicates here.
So that's set up at the beginning, so
Mhm.
their net price, whether they get 40%, 50%, 55%, whatever they get off, will be set in the system, they won't mess with that. All they've got to figure out is how much they want to mark it up to their other customer.
But it's still good because they constantly ask.
Mhm.
It'll still be good for them to go in and be able to see that. Is there any kind of way we can get Michael to show that?
It's possible.
Because that's something that they will ask, and they ask it now. And
Well-
this way they can see it themselves instead of having to call customer service or call us.
Well, the current QPS, Lisa,
Mhm.
does it shows them both at the same time on the quote screen. Does
Okay,
this do the same?
I'll have to see when I open it, I don't believe so.
Because what it also shows is what their net cost was and then the margin. It shows both when they're doing a quote. This may not be able to do it, Dwayne,
This just shows the cost to the customer.
but
To
once they've
Fourth
set a
Dimension's
markup,
customer.
it's 30% on top of their cost. They can take 30% off and it'll get to their cost. They shouldn't need it really. I don't know why they need it.
Any other questions on the dashboard?
On the dashboard, I have another question though. So are we automatically setting up every customer to have access to this, or do we need to say, I'm going into Town and Country, Savannah, I'd like to set them up and here's a form? Or are we setting up individually, or are we setting up all customers?
I'm not in the loop as to who is going to be launched in the portal at the beginning.
Okay.
Every customer will be in Fenevision already.
Yes.
Oh, really?
They will already be in there because that's part of the swap over.
Okay, good.
So as far as allocating a login and generating that information so they can go to the site, I believe Brittany may be pushing that to you. So that's exactly what you'll do. You'll say, I'm going to see ABC next Friday, and then you'll get a login for that account.
For them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
that'll
that's
go through customer service or Brittany.
Yeah.
They'll get a link, a login, and a password that they should be able to customize for themselves. you know how when you'll get, here's your temporary login,
Sure.
to reset your password, click here, like, they'll be able to do
But
that.
I don't see this being picked up unless you're showing it to them.
I agree with that.
There's no way they can do
Yeah,
it.
you gotta go into individually and do personal training with these guys.
Yeah, and it's the guys that have asked for it.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
And Brittany will know how to do this as well. I'm available, if you really get stuck and you need some help, you know how to find me. But once you get in and you play around with it a little bit, it's pretty easy to use.
So once we go into a customer site, they log on to the internet,
Mhm.
you send that link to their email,
Yep,
and then we're with them.
And they'll
Click
have
on
this
it.
screen.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Brittany will
Perfect.
send you, it'll send you that screen that says, there's the login
Yeah,
sheet.
perfect,
They can save on their computer, and this is your login information.
mhm,
perfect.
all right. So let's take a look at getting a quote in there. Fourth dimension is the test one that we have here, so we won't be able to use this specific dealer name.
Can't we look up the?
But we can use, no, I only have access to fourth dimension as the test environment.
Okay.
I'm pretty limited of what I'm allowed to do. But we can use the job name and all of that. So just looking at the order form, are you guys familiar with this order form?
Just hold on. So we're all looking at Chuck Layton's Victory Building Services order. Yep,
Mhm.
let's make sure we've all got the same one.
Mhm.
What we're going to do now is you're going to enter this order, all of you. Lisa can do it once, and then to watch Lisa how Lisa does it, she's going to enter this order. When Lisa's done it, she's going to unconnect her computer, plug it into Dwayne's, and Dwayne's going to do the same order. And you will see it on the screen, and then you, Bob, and then David as well. Let's just do that order
Okay.
4 times. If you do it first and explain how you do it,
Okay.
and then what we'll do, because unless they physically do it, they'll just nod and they go, yeah, it's great, it's easy that.
And if you want to click around while I'm going through it, I'll go slow enough that if you want to play on your screen just to kind of see how it works.
Okay.
So obviously, I'm gonna go to my site, I'm gonna log in, it's gonna take me to my main dashboard
Yeah.
screen. Pretty easy at the start, in the far right, you see create quote. This will open up a whole new order entry screen. I basically need to fill in all of the information in the boxes. So this particular order is going to be for Bill's Construction, because that's what's available to me
Sure.
here in the system. I'm going to just go down.
So they won't pre-populate if you've used that dealer before now.
Certain stuff will,
Because you'd have thought all that would have done, because it's attached to Bill's Construction, wouldn't you?
unless I didn't set up Bill's Construction in the system, so I don't know how much information Michael put in
Got
for
it.
them.
But I would have thought that would.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But depending on, they may have certain terms for, they may be, terms for parts orders. They might be, 50/50 for a window order. Like depending on the dollar value, Bill, if you come to me and you're gonna order $5,000 worth of material, we're gonna do 50/50. Whereas if it's an order that's like $300, $500, they may just make them net 30. I know that we do that in living space. If it's an order under $500, we won't take a deposit on it. There's really no sense in doing that. So Fourth Dimension may have it in their mind, hey, any order under $1,200, we don't need to take a deposit. They're totally at the liberty of being able to make those decisions for their customers. For the sake of moving this along, we're just going to do net 30. PO, they might have PO numbers that they use. Customer reference, I'm just gonna keep moving
Yeah,
here
yeah.
with Smith.
Yep.
Gonna choose my salesperson. John's the guy that's been working with them on the quote, and my markup, let's say, is 25%. So you wanna make sure that you're filling in everything that you have information for. Quote comment, anything the dealer might want, maybe they've talked to the homeowner and they want the homeowner to see some of this wording. Some of the stuff that I've seen pretty common, like gray or clear, you know,
So
something.
so you can't add that detail when you're picking the materials?
This will populate to the line item,
The no-
and
the
this
note.
will populate to the quote in general.
That's just a note section quote.
Correct. So if I'm moving down to the billing information, odds, billing, all of this is going to,
That's just
populate
just look at the actual-
automatically.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between the quote note and the one that's notes? Because there's two different places to put stuff. What are
This
you-
notes, just for the sake of being able to see it where it will populate. There are certain notes that will show to the quote and certain notes that will show only to the dealer,
Got it.
unless they've tweaked that. I know they've been working in here quite a lot.
Okay.
Oh, just, sorry,
But that would
Lisa,
be like.
just head back up. You see on the bottom right of that box, the quote comment box, the
Yeah.
bottom right hand side, what's that little?
That allows you to
Oh,
adjust it,
okay,
make it bigger.
just to
or
make it
smaller.
bigger, got it,
Mhm.
okay.
So
That
that's what
was
we
a
can
drop
say, has
down.
fierce old mastiff, bring bone. Right.
Right? Shipping information can be the same as the.
Big dog bitey bitey.
Billing address. Obviously, if it's not, you unclick that and they'll put in if it's gonna go to their home or if it's gonna come to your office or whatever. And then you can pick truck delivery or UPS. I mean, they may have parts orders coming. That is something, you know, which is really nice because when this uploads to Fenevision, we're gonna see, oh, this is a parts order, they want it delivered with UPS. Then we can take care of that right away. So I have all of the details, basically all of this information that we just entered will be on that top ribbon of the quote when it's finished, so you wanna make sure it's correct. And when you click add, all of that information is up here at the top. So here's my quote number, which the system will automatically apply, the date the quote was entered, the site, who the customer is. Here's a comment, oh, okay, we're doing different sashes. I do not see the notes up here. I put X's in it, I do not see the notes up here. So those notes do not populate.
So if you want it on header, it's got to go on a quote comment.
Yep, so if,
So for each section, once you finished it, you're clicking add for each section, cause I'm noticing here,
Mhm.
the top part here, then we go to add. We couldn't do both.
correct. So basically the screen we just came from is setting up this top ribbon. Now, if we're ready to enter some items, right here in this section, category and part is where we're gonna go. The only option they have to choose is porch conversions. It's the only person that they're buying from us. If they want to select the part, their first is this a twin?
It's a twin, TW twin,
Mm,
one of.
Here we go. Of course, you had to pick a weird one for me, Mike.
Of course.
So I'm going to find.
It's not a twin papa transfer, you have to go down. I think it's further downward. You just keep going down, I think.
That's it. That's all the options I have.
It was in there the other week.
Just a straight twin.
Here's a twin pack. That's a wood frame now.
Right.
You said it wasn't there.
Vertical slider. Wait, I'll go all the way up.
Triple twin.
Below the second one down from the top. That's a single. Maybe
Yeah.
when you put a width in.
We don't have so I picked the window that I want. I'm going to add it. Now I'm going to give it all of its details. So I've got one. My width is 71.
71 and 625.625.
I've been away from my fractions too long.
71.625.
Oops. I don't remember what this is. I'm gonna enter my height. Everybody see where I'm at so far?
Yeah.
So why would you not put the vinyl in there rather than at the beginning?
You can.
Because I wouldn't put at the beginning, because each window, you might have grey in
Mhm.
one and the next one might be
Mhm.
bronze.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't put it at the beginning, I'd put it in that, because that's a comment regarding that window
That particular
only.
That four track only.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the measurements, you put .625, but it changed it automatically to 5/8.
Yes.
Can you just type
That's what
5/8?
yeah,
Mm-mm.
you cannot.
You have to enter as a decimal.
95 is
I've
good.
got my project calculator.
No, when that adds, yeah, well, you used to have it on screens.
Any questions so far on the entering the measurements?
If you put in something that is too big or too small, will it kick it back to you as a warning saying this is not?
It should give a warning on this screen here at the bottom. It'll be like either a hazard symbol
Mhm.
or it won't let them move
Like
forward.
a 65 by 102, it would flag it, right?
It should, yes.
Great.
All right, so now this is where we're going to select all of our options for this, which is where they're gonna be grazing around on their order form or whatever notes they use with the homeowner. Obviously, they're going to do, a 4-track vertical sash. On this order form, they have it as exact, but you have exact and rough as options. The frame color they have as white. If you click all the drop downs, you'll see all the different colors that they can choose from. The vinyl they have as clear. They want standard screen.
That,
Wow.
Lisa,
Super?
could you make a note, we don't do super screen.
Yeah, you saw super screen and I'm like, what?
We don't do better view. We only do the screens are on the order form, so I don't know why they put
Premium
the
and
other ones.
regular, right? Is that
And
what
no
it should be?
screen.
Yeah, it should be.
And I think they are aware of that, and I think it's on the to-do list to correct.
Great.
But I'll make a separate note. Okay. They have not requested any additional spreader
Spreader bars,
bars,
yeah.
which they can.
The mold
Mm.
should come with it standard if it's a 2,
Mhm.
3 or 4 track.
Mhm.
If it's a twin, the
Am
triple
I
pack
getting
should
ahead
come.
of myself there? Where's the trim versus non-trim?
Yeah, so I'm about to ask that. There's
That
no-
option is not in here.
So that means, just from what it's showing, it's gonna automatically be untrimmed.
Ooh, that's why I'm asking.
No, he
That's a
hasn't
problem.
given you anything.
Houston, we got a problem.
It needs an option for trimmed or untrimmed screens.
Because that should be a subcategory of
Because I
screen
know
type,
that is
or just
corrected in
below it.
Fenevision, I just don't know if they've gotten to that here yet.
Okay. Yeah, they haven't got all the choices of window in here yet. That's why you didn't see the twin. They did have it 2 months ago when I looked at it. It was in there, so they're just the version you have will be up to date. This isn't.
So once you've selected all of your window options, you're going to say next.
Oh, it doesn't say add on that one, it goes
It's
to
going
next.
to show you a visual
Oh, that's
of what this window looks like.
It's great. It's like Paradigm used to
That's
do
the
with
best- that's the
thermal.
Well, that's what we used, it was Paradigm.
Say it.
Shield place.
If everything looks good,
So hold on. What am I looking at?
Oh, so it automatically did the transoms up top.
mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's
But
what she
right,
selected,
she
the
selected
window
it.
with transoms.
You were asking what were you looking at on the last screen?
Yes, so it automatically calculates the lip frame in that size of that window. See, we don't build them that way, Lisa. We don't sell them that way. We don't sell windows like that. We
With
sell
the-
single windows. People buy individual windows. So
That could get confusing, yeah.
Can we go back to that with Michael, the first one? How do you go back?
what happened, Lisa, is we chose the wrong window. We chose the wrong window in the very beginning. We should just pick a standard window.
Well, you gave me the order.
Yeah, but you picked the wrong one on that drop-down box.
So it's gonna go through and it's gonna show you each individual mold strip and piece and part that will eventually complete this look.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we just wouldn't build them that
And you'll
way.
add that
Here's the
as a
problem.
line item.
Here's the problem. We wouldn't build that. That's not how we'd sell it. It'd be one transfer across the top of all three. It would, yeah.
And here is where your comment will appear from that particular line item. So if you have a general quote comment, you would put it out there on that main screen.
Got it.
If you
For
want
the
individual
individual
line item comments, they can add it there, which is really nice. So let's go and just do a normal window because the other one on here is twins. So let's just pick a lip frame for the moment. We're gonna add it. Let's say we need 3 of these. And we want them to be 24 by 36.
Hey Liz, can we just do the one on this order? I want to see what's in there and what's not. Like we want to do a twin, 2 twins, 83.5 by 95 each tall.
I don't have twins without transoms.
Right, it's not.
Right,
As
that's
a
what we were
drop
looking
down,
for
that's
before.
why I couldn't
Yeah.
select it.
Just do a normal one, just a single.
Okay, let me get. So what would you like to pick?
I found.
Vertical slider, 34 drop.
Yeah, that one. That one's yeah.
Okay,
Should be a single.
I'm gonna add it.
And do it, you know,
How many do we
do
want?
2. Do it 50 inches wide by 95 tall.
Any special
No.
comment? So we can pick 2, 3, or 4 track, exact or
Yep.
RO. And let's change up the color.
Oh, cool. When you do the next one, Liz, do you know if that defaults to the previous one? So say you do, it will also, if you did that black, will the next one you do be black? Will it default?
No,
You have to do every single time, every single order.
and there is a way, see, here's your trim and
Right on this
untrim.
computer, you could copy it.
Yeah, why, what was that?
So they are working through it. So on the vertical sliders, you can select trimmed and untrimmed.
Ah, there we go. So it's just that twin pack in now.
Where's the, no, do untrimmed, if you don't mind. I wanna see what that way they know exactly what it looks like. Is it gonna show that?
Well, you're not showing a picture.
Oh, it won't?
How could
But
it
it will
could
be
show on print
detailed out
screen?
here.
It'll be on the quote.
Okay.
You
So
can't
if
throw a
you look
picture of it.
here in the
what I was wondering.
descriptors, here's your 4-track, your frame size, your black, your light gray, your standard. It's all detailed out under here in this line item. Now, you can copy this line item and it will paste it at the end.
And then you can go and
Oh,
edit
you
that.
can copy.
And
copy
then
Then you
if
could
you-
edit and just change the size.
And if you go here, where you see where I hovered
Yeah.
and it highlighted that, I can go here.
Change it, got it.
What about the size of that? Oh, you can edit the size bottom right there, look. So you'll make that 46.
Hit update, you have to hit save,
For each one.
or it won't change out here. So now there's your 46 by 95.
Cool.
If I want to copy that again, and I go back into here, you can change your size.
So each time you copy, you just add an additional one, additional
Well,
window.
if you want to copy it, you may not want to copy it. You may want to just do it.
I mean, if you have 18, 20 of these on an order, and they're sized by which wall they're on, and they're all the same, it might be a better option to do that.
Okay, but if you do have that, you can go right into the quantity section, correct?
Update the quantity. Mhm. And then you could come in and change to 4, 6, and maybe leave that too.
And then,
Just go back into that. Sorry, I just want to go back on the windows. I want to point something out. Just open up one of the windows.
And this is ours. Were we 31 or 31?
Just click on one and say the last one, PC vertical slider. Just click on the edit button. And watch, when you train folks, watch this really carefully. You see on the right hand side there, make sure it's toggled correctly. Because I don't like it being available. I don't like it being,
inside or outside?
yeah, I don't like that, because we only do outside.
Mm-hmm.
All our windows are outside. I hate that it says
And
inside.
they can't remove
Yeah,
it.
because they're gonna ask for the inside
If
mount.
you
but
set
we don't
somebody
have it.
up and they're looking at inside mount on the picture, that's viewed from the inside, viewed from the outside. That's not inside mount, that's viewing. So that's, if they order it, if they've got it clicked on inside, they're gonna be ordering the wrong window. So I wish that wasn't on there, and I told them that from the beginning,
No,
but
it
it
can't
is.
be removed.
And
But
the
just be
summary
very
will
clear,
give it-
we make everything from the outside, we view from the outside.
And that's why I asked also about the trimmed and untrimmed, because you'll see guys that make that mistake. They will make that mistake.
But you can't show a trim screen on that.
Right, no, I understand, but I just wanted to see if it was gonna show.
Yeah, it won't show. It'll be in the quote, but.
Cause they'll say, I want it trimmed, and it came untrimmed.
So, click on that outside down below.
Yes, it is.
So, when it's clicked, it's just a light grey, it doesn't go brighter, it just goes darker than the two next to it. Anyway, why would they not make that one blue and the other two grey? So it's obvious that it's been selected.
I know they're working through it. They're focusing on getting production Fenevision parts done
Sure.
right now. But I do know that they added the trimmed into
Yeah.
Fenevision itself.
Yeah, and then just make sure on that we do know that
Mhm.
they don't click.
Mhm.
If we start seeing
That
orders
we do
coming in
not
like
have
that
an
wrong.
inside mount.
But it's not inside mount, that's not,
It's
you're
view.
It's
both
just the
getting it
view.
wrong again, it's not inside mount.
It's-
That's view from outside, view
No,
from
I understand
inside.
what you're saying, I wanna make sure, by me saying it that way, I wanna make sure that they understand that there's
Yeah.
no inside mount.
It says view.
It's only the view, yeah.
It's the view from the outside, yeah.
No, I understood what you were saying.
And if,
And it's not gonna have the details for it, see all that stuff, it's just.
there is an option for them to put shipping and handling in here. If as a dealer, they're going to maybe have the order delivered to their warehouse, and then the team is going to load it and take it out to the homeowner. If they themselves have a delivery charge to the homeowner, this is what they would use. I don't know that Michael has this up and running right now.
You know, on that list, Lisa, of PC ship handling, is that editable as well? They could add other categories?
Yes, they can add different
So they could do
categories.
they could make a category for labour.
Mhm.
Can we have a look at what that would look like? Because, some of our dealers may do a flat fee for installation, X amount a window, X amount a door.
And it doesn't pre-price that.
But the drop down, that item there, item 6, the drop down, does it give you a chance up above, left, on the description? Sorry, maybe I'm not explaining myself properly, which is very possible. Can they edit that?
No.
So that's what is set up as a description.
Mhm.
That's what I was trying to get at. Could we write our own descriptions?
Can't write your own description, but if you come up with 2 or 3 items that you might want Fenevision to add as options, say maybe it's a delivery charge, or a labor
Installation,
charge,
yeah.
or say there's additional site work maybe that the homeowner needs them to do. They could probably add something for site work. And then they could maybe do a line item comment, for example. Let's see, I want to edit, remove, what's one that Jude gets all the time? Remove these shrubs from west side of the house. Say it's gonna interfere with their sunroom or their project. That's the charge for them to remove the shrubs from the west side of the house. I mean, we could ask Michael to put something in here that's very generic, like PC miscellaneous. And then they could just basically line item comment, labor for delivery to house, labor for install,
Yeah, it could be under shipping and handling. to be
site
honest.
removal,
Yeah,
I mean, anything like that.
it could be.
Just other charges, and they
Mhm.
could fill it in
Mhm.
themselves.
But odds are it's gonna be a miscellaneous
Sure.
Okay.
category.
Good deal.
So that's basically it, that's the entry side of things. I'm going to click finish, I've got everything on it that I want to add to it. Finish is in the top right corner there. And now you will see that they have a quote down here at the bottom. And it's this guy right here, I think. And that just gives you the total quote there. If I want to go and I want to turn this quote into an order,
How do you give them the quote? Where's the quote form? How do I give the customer a quote? It's not an order, it's a quote. How do I print out a quote?
Print it, share it.
there's all of these little options right over here. So here's the print button. report to.
Copy
If they
quote.
wanna copy the
We wanna
quote, they
see
can
the
do
quote.
that.
We wanna see the quote.
So you could copy that and paste it into an email and send it to them?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's what the quote's gonna look like, everybody.
So here's their logo. This is their office, or their main hub information. Their invoicing, a lot of times they have a different invoicing person or location or office. Their shipping information, the ship via. They will see pictures of the windows down the right side of their quote.
Great.
Here's where we added any comments to that specific line item. Down on the shipping, remove the shrubs from the west side of the house. You determine how much you want, and you can click on that price in the quote stage and edit that pricing. So you're charging them $200 to remove the shrubs. And then the overall, remember that comment that we put at the
Sure.
very setup point? Those comments will be down here. This would be something that, they could direct the homeowners, maybe what their personal warranty policy might be, or, this quote is valid for 30 days, price is subject to change after, and maybe they wanna put, February 1st, if they wanna calculate ahead. Any main statements that they wanna put in there to the homeowner, that's a good spot to do it. Quote expiration,
Yeah, I think what we need to do is that whoever's doing the final version, we need to remove some stuff. Because we wouldn't do it, we would never sell. We don't want any of our dealers attempting to order, see that window there?
Yep.
So it can't be in there. So we need to make sure that we're aligned, because if we get that ordered, that's not how we would build it in the shop. That's not how they should buy it,
right,
and that's way more complicated the way we do it. That choice shouldn't be there. A triple pack with transoms, a triple pack could be there, the transom option's got to be removed. None of our customers are going to order it that way. We don't sell it as a mulled unit, which is what that is.
then it might be a good idea for you to reach out to Matt Zacharias and have a call with him. He can screen share with you.
Yeah.
You can walk through which product you don't want included. If I had the ability to get in there now and take it out, I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
I don't have the authorization to
Yeah,
do that.
I think what they're doing is, because it's Fenevision, they're going off protocol with living space.
Yes.
And I think that's why it's picking it up, because our customers don't order that way. So it would be really confusing. You'd never do that. They order the individual parts. They order a
Right.
window or a twin,
Right.
and then they order transom separately, and they
Right.
often use their own mulls between a transom and a window. So there's a bunch of stuff on there needs to be removed quickly
Right.
if we're going to go live.
Right.
Lisa, that printout that we just did.
Yes.
Is that their cost or their cost
They're
with
the
markup to
dealer.
the real?
The dealer. It's the dealer.
Okay, so is there one to be able to do a retail quote to give to their customer with the
Oh,
markup?
that is, sorry, yes, maybe misunderstood.
Okay.
That would be what ABC would give to their customer. That would be the marked up cost
With
of
the
the customer.
markup.
Yep.
So is there also one where they can see their cost from us?
Well, it's that minus their markup.
Right.
So
Is there a way to
Well,
print
they
that out
can
too?
do it without the markup.
if they want to do it that
If they
way.
just wanna see, right, if they
Yeah.
wanna do it that way they just see their cost.
It doesn't have what we're being told, it doesn't have same as QPS did, it doesn't have a version for them and a version for the customer. You're only providing a version for the customer.
Okay.
But it's a markup off their costs, so it's 30% markup on their cost. So that should be adequate for them. I understand what you're saying, but them printing out 2 pieces of paper is only going to happen that they'll give the wrong piece of paper to the customer, and they'll end up giving the customer their cost. They'll make a mistake. So I think they should be able to live with that.
And it's pretty simple for them to order. They'll go into their quote maintenance.
Okay.
They'll pick the project that they want to order and select upload to the manufacturer.
Yeah,
And
it has a, you sure you really
are
wanna do
you?
this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's the most
Paradigm had that
important
too.
piece of it. This is very simple.
Now, this is not going to give them a confirmation back by email saying we've got your quote. They have to check that, because the minute they go back into quote maintenance, they'll see uploaded quotes. If they don't see it uploaded, it's not been uploaded. They're not going to get another reminder from us that we've received it.
Where will it show us that that has been?
In,
Turn into an order.
it will now become an uploaded
maintenance,
quote.
it'll show your orders,
She'll
and
show
it'll
that in a
give
second.
them, so there, it'll say succeeded,
Okay,
Yeah?
and this is their job number.
Yeah.
perfect.
And you'll be able to look up the log of all of the uploaded orders
Cool.
in your system. But
So
it's
when
going
they
to get
get
rid of that
here-
confirmation, the confirmation email that we have to do. It's going to
Mhm.
save time. So there's all the uploaded quotes in your system. There's your
Okay.
dates, there's your references.
And I did that from quote maintenance
Now, can you also click
uploaded.
on where that just said orders?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll
And
just
so
be uploaded?
orders, order history,
Orders are after
Okay,
they've been delivered, they've been ordered,
okay,
and they've been completed.
okay.
The uploads are the orders in the
And
system,
it's still in the system,
Yeah.
okay, perfect, okay. That's the difference between the two, okay.
and then you've got completed orders which are have gone, left.
I know it's a lot to take in, but I would encourage you, now you have the link and the login, go in and play around with it. You may discover, like we've discovered, the transoms over the windows is something that doesn't need to be in there. I would encourage you to compile a list, maybe by the end of the week, if each of you can find 2 or 3 things that you feel, do we really need this? Is there a better option that we could do for this? And then we can communicate that to Matt and Michael, and they can add it to their to-do list as far as what they're working. I know they're really trying to hit the production hard right
Yeah.
now for producing the correct labels for
Sure.
that.
What's easier for you guys, like a screenshot or just put in an email?
You just send them to me, I'll collate them. Don't send them to them one by one. Send them to me, I'll collate them together.
That snipping tool is really nice. You can snip exactly what you want to see.
Okay, because what happens now with QPS, this is what we've been giving customers, Lisa, to produce their own quotes. And QPS, we have one that only has 4 versions, 4. All the rest is hidden from them. When this generates a quote, what it does, it gives a quote. It has the customer's name on here, all the descriptions from QPS. But look on the right there, and that's what the guys were talking about. What's on the right is the useful section, look, because it gives them, did you send an acknowledgement, approval date, estimated completion, the route, 4-week lead time, and then it'll give you a breakdown of net cost versus.
Okay.
So it gives you other information on the current one, which is what we were referring to.
Okay.
Well, let's.
Do I need to sign out at all? Because right now it's got me signed, I can leave it signed in
You can leave it signed in.
at all times.
That's
'Cause when I click
strictly
on the
our
link, it goes right to
playground
the
right now.
dashboard.
Just plug that in,
No.
Dwayne. And we'll have Dwayne. We'll put Dwayne to.
This is what I'm putting.
Outside of the couple little projects, does this overall seem fairly easy, seem straightforward, does it,
Okay.
yeah?
Yeah, it's
Pretty basic, very intuitive.
A lot of our customers
it
are
does
using a
seem
version of this
simple,
already,
yeah.
so they're
You can just
excited.
make up
Awesome.
your own
Yeah.
stuff since we don't have the.
So far, I
plans.
do agree with the comment that it's as easy as ordering from Amazon.
It's what?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
as easy
mean,
as ordering
it's,
from Amazon.
Oh,
Does it
yeah.
matter what, should I just follow this or does it matter?
you
Yeah,
don't
no, follow
have
that if
to,
you
I
can,
mean, you
just-
know what options, I mean, we can't do the twins, obviously.
So just look on the added quote.
Here's a good one. Here's this fella. You can do that one. There's a few windows on there.
So you want you to log out and start from the very beginning, just log back in, just see where it starts you off at. You completely get out of it and
I've already saved it.
Yeah, I saved it too, so I'll sign out.
yeah, just sign in again.
I don't know, password, but I wanna see your.
No, you wouldn't be able to see, I had already saved it.
Okay, so want to start a new order.
I know there's a lot of options for you to choose from.
Did we do Bill's construction?
Yeah,
Just
just
Yeah.
Bill's.
You can do either of those, it doesn't matter.
Oh, we didn't do that before.
We
Yeah,
always,
we did.
it defaults to Imperial.
Oh, it does default to that, so I could not click enter, okay.
Yeah, if you want, guys, try and talk about it, try and talk about what you're doing to us, sell it to us, Dwayne,
Okay.
tell us what you're doing, and once we've all done it, it'll probably sound a little easier.
Okay.
And
So
see
I'll
what
go
you
back in.
selected. Tell them like Lisa did what we're doing at this stage.
Okay.
What's that section for?
I'll go back out and come back in and then,
You want, yeah? Go
all
ahead.
right, so we're doing a quote for you. And when you click on the create quote, the first thing you have to do is actually fill out each section. I'm gonna make sure they know that before you can move to the next. So this will be Bill's Construction.
So they will easily be able to add a customer, like
Yes.
T&C Construction, but we'll
Yes.
just assume that you can't at this stage.
And it will always automatically populate to Imperial, so that's what I will be telling them too as well.
Mhm.
Okay. The status available.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, Lisa, do you? Status is.
The quote's available. It's available to order. It's not expired. It's not
Okay.
uploaded
Or on hold.
or on hold.
Available
That's
basically is an
just-
open quote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that availability or available means open quote, so
So
I'll
that
be telling them
available
too.
and on hold directly transfer over to Fenevision Core for customer service. That's wordings that have come from there.
So the terms will go with you, you're at net 30, PO we use.
It's whatever your customer is, whatever your, and, so what?
Well, I'm
your-
talking to that customer,
Yeah,
that's
if
right now.
T&C are, what's your terms for T&C? What do you give T&C? They pay COD? Right, let's put COD in there.
And that one, speaking of that too, we can, okay, let's do that. But you said we can do that if they pay COD, or we can't do
You
that
have to
there.
do that at customer setup.
Oh, okay.
When you're
So go back to net
when you're
30.
adding all of your terms into the system that you feel you're going to need to have available for your customers,
Mhm.
whether it's COD, net 30, 50/50, at
Yeah.
ship, at delivery.
It's a huge challenge,
You
that.
can decide.
It's a terrible challenge, because the problem is we don't know that until we speak to the customer about what their terms are, which is removed from the original setup. So we need to ask them, I need a pen. Yeah, we
Well, the
can't.
dealer itself, when they are putting in what terms they're going to offer to their customers, they do that at their customer setup. And it will be available to choose from.
So, okay, so when they
When
set up
they're
a
doing
new
a quote.
customer, they will get a chance.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was meaning,
Yes.
not the other way around, okay. And they can write anything they
Unless
want
you
in
write
there.
it on one of them.
Yes,
So say I'm going to open, ABC of Toledo.
Yeah.
Well, I am only going to deal in at ship,
Yeah.
at install,
Yeah,
or
but you
net
can
30.
amend those when you set the new customer up.
Yep,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put those in as my terms that I'm
Yeah.
going to use for my company.
Because ABC's master terms will be done as set up, that's no problem.
Right.
It's each customer, they'll have, I know with these guys, they all have little deals for these folks, so,
Mhm.
okay, off you go, John, sorry.
No, you good.
So basically, if you know the information, you're gonna plug it into the cell.
Mhm.
Sometimes you may not know the PO number. You may not get a PO number until you go back for the second visit, or,
Okay.
and you know it's going to get ordered. But if you
And they
know
can
it,
go
fill
back-
it
And they
in.
can always go back in and change it as well too. So we're acting as if they know that PO number, that's their PO number.
Or you can leave it blank, Dwayne.
Yes.
You can't leave
Yeah,
that blank.
doesn't need to be on there.
Okay. And the customer reference, I just have his job here. Salesperson will go with Ben. And then the quote contact I put in is me.
Yeah, they'll often be the same person,
Mhm.
or maybe not, but.
And then that's your markup section there. So now the comments, depending on what comments you may want, and once again, I'm talking to
Yep.
the customer, so.
And those are the notes you're gonna see at the very bottom of
That's
the
the ones,
quote when it's
okay.
finished. Ideal statement here would be something, quote is valid for 30 days.
Yeah, please check your items for shipping. You
That's what I'm saying, make
Yeah.
sure to confirm before we submit as order.
Yeah, so that's notes that are generic to the business, so if they have a particular policy,
Mm-hmm.
return things within 48 hours, that's where you can set that up.
Okay.
I wouldn't put any information about the individual products, just keep it to generic announcements.
Just putting things in here, so just those things that may come
I
up.
wouldn't
in
put
additional-
that in there.
So you want me to do this as I'm talking, or you just?
Yeah, but I wouldn't put that in there, I'd put it on
No, I'm
on
just,
the line item.
no, this
On the line item.
is okay. I'm just, once again, just, as we say, spitballing, so.
Don't park in front of neighbors.
Exactly, I was gonna put something, so we're gonna add that. It saves that, moves us to the next section, so now we're actually officially starting starting to quote. So this is all 4 tracks? All single
Yep.
windows, right?
Yep.
Yeah, these are all singles. Where was that?
The second one, that's it.
Vertical 4 track, that's it right there, right?
And it's intuitive too, that if you start typing, like if you're in here enough, like I can go now and do PC hyphen, start typing VER, and that's my tab, and it's gonna select that window. So it will
Oh, it will do that.
auto-populate based on what you're typing.
Alright, so quantity 1. Alright.
And again, through here, you should be able to tab after you're done typing, it will save it and move it to you.
So, what do I have to go point, was that 0.75? What do I have to do for that?
Yes.
And then 59 and
1, 2.
that's line item 1.
Yeah, if you want to add a comment here, you
Yeah.
can, you do not have to.
So we don't have to put line item number 1.
No, it's just
Nope.
gonna do that.
Nope.
It'll automatically
Yeah.
do that, so we're adding that first line item 1.
So
Cool.
now here's where you have the meat and potatoes of the window. You want to put all the options.
Okay, and that's
So let's see, what's first one?
the frame size.
Looks like they've got daylight, which I believe is our rough opening.
And then we've got the color, white. Cream white? Okay.
That's what they call that white.
Oh, that's what they call it, it's cream white, never knew that.
Yeah, that's just what they call it.
Okay, vinyl type, where's my vinyl, clear, it's already there, screen type, standard. Trimmed and untrimmed, we'll go untrimmed. I wish I would anyway. Uneven the sash. Interesting. Uneven sash, additional spreader bar.
Do us a favour, Dwayne, when you click additional, because obviously if you had an additional one, just go down that and put on the right 2.
Okay. Oh.
Just see if it changes the
See what
picture.
it does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look,
Awesome.
how cool is that?
Yeah, it looks like, 6
We did that again.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll go back to where it was. It was at 1.
Cool.
That's 1 spreader bar, and then this is 2.
Nice.
That's a nice feature.
I think on the left there, Dwayne, on the drop-down box,
Mm-hmm.
left, not right, left. That's it.
Your military left.
Your other left.
The other left.
Yeah, just click on that. I think you'd have to do, yeah, that's right.
We're good?
Yeah, I think if you didn't have it, I'm thinking about the production on the floor. If it was a standard one, you'd just hit the first one of those 2. Do you mind just, no bar, look?
No additional bars?
Yeah, just click on that. Yeah, that isn't correct, is it?
Yeah, because no additional bars, it would automatically come with the bar.
Yeah, you always have a
alright,
bar.
so it just took all of them out, huh?
Yeah.
But once again, we're gonna keep this option as no, if they wanna go that route.
Well, we're not gonna build them, we won't build no bars unless it's under 30 inches wide, and that's wider than 30, so we wouldn't build that window as it's showing there.
Even if they
Even if
ask
they
for
agree and
it,
ask for
you
it,
just won't do it.
No.
Won't hold up.
But it's zero warranty, so one every 500 windows that they ask us to
they
make
ask
out
for
of
to do
warranty.
that, yeah.
So I wouldn't change this for one I ever had a 500.
So go back to the total number of spreader bars.
Yeah.
We have 2.
Do me a favour, just
Mhm.
from
Click
my
0,
brain,
see what happens.
cancel out of that, just cancel it, pretend you haven't done it, and then just do it again.
Okay, so
Just start
now we're
again.
back into
Yeah.
single, the 4 track,
Yeah.
second. Vertical 4 track here.
Okay.
And then add.
Yeah, just go down again, just do what you do. I'll
Do you feel
explain why.
comfortable? You look like you feel comfortable.
I've done, this
Navigating.
is very similar to,
Okay,
Paradigm,
okay.
very similar. So we're week 35.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like upside down, that's what I used to use with them.
Okay.
David, how about you? Like looking at it, feeling like you're navigating through?
Yeah, let's straightforward.
Mhm.
I think whatever we find, guys,
What's
there'll
the
be
math
some
on that?
tweaks, there'll be some like
Six, two,
0.125.
Yeah.
things we're gonna have to know that don't make sense. I don't think we'll ever get it right, you know what I mean? Okay, see, my point was when he had you go out,
It came right back in.
it reset it to how we'll build.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when we switched to 2, then
I was
back
wondering
and
if-
changed
Why
to
did it do
0.
that then?
I don't know, but
I wonder what would happen if you would have gone quantity 0, would it have gone back to the original?
see
Oh,
there.
the original? Go ahead,
Yeah.
where am I?
You know where you are, right here, if you, where the spreader bars are, if you would change the
Here?
quantity,
Just change the quantity to 0.
see if that would bring it back to what it was originally.
Yeah, no, you've
Yeah,
only
you
got.
can't, you have to have a
So
default
if
of
you
1.
change the description, the Y.
Oh, there we go.
I hit required, that's 0.
Wow.
I just want to know that it defaults to
You
the.
did it, Dwayne. You broke it.
Yeah. It
I
defaults-
broke it.
Nice job, Ryan.
Yeah.
So it will, if we cancel it, it will default to the one,
Yeah.
spreader bar.
And that's the right statement, total number of spreader bars per sash. That's the right statement. That is the right statement. You really probably don't need the 2 descriptions. Okay.
So we could, I gotta come back and put all of that in there at one. We went rough opening, we went cream white, clear vinyl, standard, trimmed, untrim, I went wood, untrim. No, let me satisfy spreader bar, so and then I'm adding that. That's 1. And then going to the next line, I'm adding another one.
Is it the same window?
Yep.
Is it the same 4-track window?
Same 4-track one.
Just change the size.
So I'm just changing
So,
the size.
so
I
just do
can
the
click in here.
duplication. No, do the duplication there.
No, it's not the same size, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's the same specification of window,
Yes.
so then you would just duplicate it
At the far
and then
right,
just
little
go back
piece
in and
of
change the
paper.
size, then you don't have to
Before
retype
the
it.
X.
Oh, okay. That's the duplication there.
Mhm.
So now you can just click on that and change the sizes.
Highlight the name of the window.
Oh, did I click the right one?
And you can edit the sizes down on the bottom right.
That's it, you're right.
Nice job.
My left,
Probably
you're
ends up
right.
being about the same amount of clicks, but
That's what I was wondering, if you could go either one, so I think it's, because you have 2 options there to do that.
You
First
So I
could,
could have
yeah.
clicked on the line, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So this is 36 by 59.
Yeah, if you clicked on just the line item, Dwayne, it would
I
have just
could have
changed
gone and
that.
done it too.
No, it would have just changed that order.
Oh, okay.
You need to add another line item, so I think the duplication's a good, nice touch.
This is 9.75. Make it mine on line
oh, we're on
2.
the second one, yeah,
Yes.
59.25. Perfect.
Yeah, that comment section in that particular window, that's why I'd recommend they put in the special instruction like grey in the top 2 sashes, light grey in the bottom, because that way it's transponding right to the,
Yeah.
it'll print out on the paperwork, the cut paperwork for the floor.
Oh, gotcha. So I updated that size, so I just have to save for line 2.
Mhm. And then you can copy line 2,
And copy line 2.
and we're down to this one.
And go into, see, I could have, what I was saying, I could have clicked here or go into,
You have to copy it before you click the window name.
so I've already copied it, we're on line 3 now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is where I was going, I can go there, okay. But that's what I was gonna click before, it's the same amount of clicks. We're going and then just edit the size.
Yep.
It's 136, give me back this, 59.
59.375.
And I could hit enter instead of update. When you try it, no, you can't. So I have to click
I
update.
think you have to tab off of that first.
Let's see if I can, oh, and then you can't hit enter, no, it still didn't do it.
Try twice.
Oh,
It might
I didn't try
highlight
twice.
it
I
and
might
then
do it, yeah, I
it
might do
might.
it because I can see doing that.
I know it does it in the sunroom entry. You can hit enter twice and it'll pop it up.
So 59, 36, so I'm saving this is line. Oh, I need quantity, I need 2 of these.
So you can go edit.
Quantity 2. Oh, let me try it now.
Tab.
Enter, you can't, yeah, you can enter twice. twice instead of a page. So a lot of times if you're already there.
Mhm.
So I'm saving that line. That's line 3. So now we're going to 4, copy. Three. Quantity of 3. Give me the width and the height.
39.125 by 59.375.
Twice, because I know I'm gonna be doing it. That's how I'm gonna.
It's
instead of
just,
going
it's
to update it so
easier,
much
yeah,
easier.
yeah.
I've got the quantity, I've got 3 of those, 39, I'm saving that for line 4. So now I'm copying again for line 5.
Mhm.
Here, then edit.
I'm liking this edit option a lot. I've not messed with it a bunch.
That's 1.
Makes it a lot easier if you have multiples.
39.25 and 59.375.
Yeah, because it's saving you all the time of changing all the other stuff.
That's
But
quantity 1, I don't need that, so I can save that. Line 5. Now I'm at line 6. I'm pretty good without my glasses, surprisingly.
where's your glasses, Dwayne?
And well, these are big time read. These are magnifying
Oh,
glasses.
God.
My glasses are in the hotel room.
Keep
I
an
need
eye
a
on it.
quantity of 3 on this one. It's 36.
And 93.875.
Here. We do 3 there. And I can go back and confirm that we put in 3, right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
we did put 3, so I can update from here now, right? I'll still have to save it, okay.
And that's all of them.
We got anything else on your lip frames or anything?
I have a lip frame on this
Right.
one.
So you
So
can
then
change
I
the
go up to the
description,
top, I
change
change
the
this,
part,
yeah.
yeah. Top one's a lip
You
frame.
should be able to use your arrows to go up and down
Oh,
with the options.
let's try that. Come back in here.
So you have to highlight it first, and
And then
then
go
you
down,
can,
yeah.
you should be able to use your arrows, and
Okay.
then tab, and it should select it.
Tab,
Mhm.
tab or enter.
That's advanced computing, Lisa.
It is.
Let's stick to clicks.
It's, I got to the point
Yeah,
where
you are.
I could enter an
Exactly.
entire sunroom with my tab
We're
button
like
and
this.
my
I'm
arrow.
We're like
just
this.
hitting enter. I know.
Yeah, that's what we're like.
Exactly.
We're not quite you, Lisa.
And
I'll
this
be
is the
honest.
lip frame, right?
You're
I've
too
added
good.
that. Quantity of 1. Oh, I was trying to see, now I'm trying to click the arrow going down, so I'm gonna click here. Where-
Yeah, 36.25.
Yeah, we only need a few buttons on our
Right.
laptop.
And
or our
now,
computer.
2.
2.
And what's my
10?
height? Oh,
Is that a 10?
10 and 5/8.
7.625.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, deciphering the handwriting sometimes is
And then we got the
really
picture of
awesome.
what that looks like. That's, I
Mhm.
love that. That's such a cool feature. Alright, I've got a quantity of 1. I've done this.
See,
then I can
wait,
add
wait,
it.
wait.
Oh, you want to go back?
No, I was going to say, I was just going to have a look. Because there was a summary button then. Just click back on that lip frame window. I just want to see what it gave us. Click back on
So
that. On the right, see what says preview. Look on the right, it says summary.
basically just tells you everything you selected over here in the drop downs.
Oh, that's cool.
But in a little bit more kind of a clean review.
Well, the preview shows the picture, the
Mhm.
summary. So you could just toggle back and say, yeah, that's what it's going to look like. Let me just double check.
Mm-hmm.
And click on the summary again. Yeah, cool, cool.
So they could literally make the sale and tell them how much the project is going to
That's
cost
what we're
right
gonna do,
there.
yeah.
So I've got everything in. Oh, we've got a
You
door
do have a
now.
door.
Yeah, if they have their markup in it.
Well, they've already set the markup, haven't they?
Entry door, PC entry door.
Tab, tab, enter. Come on, you know you want to do it.
I do, but I'm 36 by 80, right?
Mhm.
Here's the fun part, is it going to show us a picture of that door?
Well, we haven't figured out handling or anything yet, so let's see what we got.
All right.
Interesting, there we go.
Now, I have to pick all the fun
All
little
right, for
stuff.
four
There
track.
shouldn't be a drop, is there a drop down for 3 vertical trims? Just have a look, or just for devilment, is there?
There is.
Wow.
2, 3, and 4.
Wow. Wow.
Let's look and see what that 3 looks like. Oh, well, it depends on what they have in here.
Yeah, I just wondered if there was. Wow. The reason they would do that, Doug, to go to like 3, not 4 in the sashes, is say if they're really
They
architecturally,
say, so they have an option.
they want to match to the windows at the side, so they'd want it to
For-
line up
for
through.
3 or 4.
We don't do it very often. In
I
fact,
think it
lots go
basically will
wrong.
just
Yeah, so
default
if they
based
had a
on the
knee
size
wall with a
of the
3-track
door.
on top, then they could keep it the same look.
So we've got RO.
All doors are RO. Does it give you another option on the frame there? Because doors are always only RO. Yeah, that's really.
I think that's on their to-do list to fix it.
Okay,
I
good.
remember someone talking to them about that.
Clear vinyl.
But you don't use exact, you're only rough?
Yeah.
Only the rough?
Yeah, because it's
Okay. Yep.
well, today they'll explain why, because that's so adjustable.
Totally.
Black hardware, so it's got the black, it's got the old rug, and the satin.
They're requesting
Satin.
silver,
Okay.
and then they have,
Additional closure, are they? They haven't.
No.
and we're gonna do left
Single
hinge,
closure.
outswing.
What's H there on that? H?
They have it reversed. It should be
Yeah,
LH, outswing.
So we got, what are they asking for?
Left hinge, outswing.
It's already on outswing, and then we're saving. Or we're adding.
The crowd goes
I know,
wild.
right? Yeah, it's pretty simple. Then we can finish it.
Mhm.
And then what number was that we do? So if we wanted to go back and review it, is that
I think it's
32? Or was it
Well,
36?
your name was Job,
Yep,
so I think it's at the top there,
36.
36.
under bill, so it is 36.
Mhm.
So if we wanted to go back and do any editing or,
Mhm. Mhm.
So you want to print, you want to just, what do you want to do? You want to print?
so it's already finished, I don't have to go back and finish again once I click it, because I
Correct.
already finished it.
Correct.
So I want to hit print.
And it'll pop down in the bottom left of your screen like it's gonna download or however your,
Just click that top left joint.
oh,
so
yours
that
is
file.
on top,
Yeah.
yours is up there. Okay. And it'll have the logo and all the information,
Nice.
and then your comment that you typed in is down there at
That's
the
what I
bottom.
wanted to see, make sure to confirm before we submit this order. Okay.
And submit the order. So that would what he'll give to his customer. Have him sign off.
Awesome.
All right.
And then let me go back to the, if they want to submit that order.
So come back over to your, if you X out of here, your PDF,
That's how it'll automatically show that last
Yep.
name.
so now go to the 3 bars at the top there, for maintenance. Select your number
36.
36.
36.
It's 36 at the top, right? No, I definitely couldn't see that. And upload selected quotes for manufacturer, that's it, okay.
So
Perfect.
you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, about to upload,
What?
yeah.